Okay, so in this video I'm going to be going through showing you how to make your two-part phone holder a little bit more exciting. We're going to look at the correct style of images to choose, the contour and how to contour an image, how to delete unwanted lines. We've kind of done that before, but we're going to recap that, and engrave and rastering, so what the difference is with them, and it could end up looking something like this. I'm going to change it up a little bit, so I'm not going to do this exact one, but this is an example where you can see that we've got a more interesting shape rather than just that basic shape around the outside. Right, so to be able to do this, you'll need to have designed the two-part phone holder. You'll need to look at the previous video to be able to do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at the sorts of images that we could be using. So I've sort of chosen this kind of image here, so with the elephant. The idea with this is that it's got some clear outlines. If there's little gaps in it, that's fine because I can work at filling them in, but I can show you how to do that. The sorts of images you're looking for is things that use clip art and it has a bit of an outline, so a clear outline is ideal. You can use other clip art images. I tend to stick to the ones that have a nice clear outline because the software can then determine what is a line and what isn't a line. If you try and use an actual photo, they're really hard to contour around because there's almost too much complexity to it. So for example, if I compare this image to an actual elephant image, you'll see that there is a much more complex kind of styling to it, and it's hard for the software to understand what is background and what isn't actually background. So I would suggest that you use something that's got a clean edge around it. You can look for all sorts of different things. If you want to do logo design, if you want to do sports, anything like that, you can always just do, say if I wanted elephant, I could do elephant and then clip art, and you will find a simpler cartoon version of that image. So they have much cleaner outlines. So that's my advice for doing something that is going to be more successful. Now I already know with this image I have some problems with it, but I want to show you a way around it. So I've copied that image by right clicking it. If I paste it here, you notice that the image goes black. This might happen for you. This is basically just, as it's being copied, it's to do with the file image and those sorts of things. So a way to get around it is in the bottom left. If you type snip for snipping tool, you can then open up the snipping tool, which is what I've got here. I've already kind of taken a screenshot of it, but I'll show you how I do that. I'll go back to the image on the website with my snipping tool, new, and then you can drag, and then when you let go of the mouse button, it then screenshots whatever was in the box. So by doing that, it means that I can then copy that image and it appears as the image looks like on that website. So that's a way of fixing that problem if you do have that issue. Now, as you saw then, I moved the image by clicking in the middle for the middle square. To move this is all the different squares around the outside. So if I click on one of these and move it in, it means that I can actually end up distorting the image. So be mindful how you move these. My advice would be to hold down Shift, which is at the bottom left of your keyboard above Control. If I hold that down and drag it in, you'll notice that the width and the height move in proportion to each other. So it keeps the image to the same kind of proportions, which means it's much easier to avoid that pixelation really. Now I'm going to position this on top of my design there. At the moment I can't see my outlines underneath. If you have chosen an image that has a clean white background, it's actually much easier because you can go to bitmaps up at the top left here. I can scroll down to the one that says enable transparency, and what you'll see is it gets rid of the white just very easily. Now what I have to do though is if I want to click on the image, I have to make sure I select one of the black parts, otherwise it's not going to be able to select the image. I'm then going to position my elephant where I want it to be on my design there. I'm going to just select the whole thing and just move it a little bit into the middle so that part of the elephant isn't appearing off the side of the screen. Now what I want to do is I want mine to actually laser cut around these ears a bit more. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit because I don't want it to be too much bigger than my actual design. I want it to be rough sort of sizing. So if I delete that extra one. What I've now got is I've got my image here. I've got a little bit of space around the outside where I want the laser cut to go round that to give my elephant a little bit more styling. Now yes, we could use the path tool, which is the tool over here on the left, and we could draw around this shape. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is click on the image, go to bitmaps up at the top left here, scroll down to the one that says contour bitmap, and then I want to change this. This here basically chooses how far you want the line to be drawn away from the line that already exists. So if I set that to 2, for example, it's going to draw a line 2 mm away from the edge of that. The bigger the gap, the less detail there is. So what will happen is if I did 1 mm, you'll see that it will draw, hopefully, around it. I'll just let it load for a second. But what it's doing is it's drawn all the way around it, and you can see that it's actually gone into all of these pieces as well, and all these individual segments. If I undo that, and I now do contour bitmap, but this time, okay, I'm going to change this so you can see that it will load it. It's basically going to do the same thing again. To avoid it doing that, you have to deselect the tool, and then I want to go into, and I'm going to just undo that, Control and Z if you need to undo anything, Control bitmap. If it doesn't let me change it, I can go over to the left side here, where it says contour, double click that, and then I can choose the different spacing. So I'll set it to 2 mm, and then if I click the line, you'll see that the lines will actually appear further away from the other lines that were on there. So there will be a bit more of a gap. Now the lines that I want to keep are these outside lines, but I need to get rid of some of the internal lines. Now because of this image that I've chosen is a little bit more complex, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to modify this line at the bottom, otherwise my phone holder is just going to fall over. So I can use the delete options here. I can use the second option, which is the delete part, which means that I can delete lines between lines. And I basically want to delete these sorts of lines here around the outside of my kind of red box here. But I don't want to delete this outer edge here, because what I want the laser cutter to do, and you can follow the line that it's going to follow, I want it to go up and round the ears here, and I want it to go round here, so I want to keep any of those lines. To make this a little bit quicker, what you can do is use the select tool, and you can actually select larger chunks and then push the delete key, not the backspace, the actual one that says delete is normally to the right of your enter button. So by clicking those, I can sort of select bigger chunks, which then makes it easier for me to delete them. If, like now, I can see that it's selected the outside space, I don't want to delete all of that. What you can do is you can actually explode your design. So what you need to do is you can actually push Control and E, or if you go to Edit and then scroll down to the one that says Explode, you can actually explode the levels. Basically what that means is it will split more of these lines into smaller segments. So actually what it means now is I can select these bits here and treat them as like smaller chunks, as it were. So it just makes it a little bit easier to try and delete these bits rather than trying to delete all of them individually, which can take a long time. But it's worth the effort if that is the design and the image that you want. So it does take a bit of time just to get them completely done. And just make sure that you don't miss any of the lines. So I always like to check just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And then you can again select larger bits. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this line here, but I'm going to use the delete option here on the left, so I'm deleting the part. But you notice that it deleted the entire line. So what I can do is Control and Z. If it does do that, it's basically because this line isn't crossing that red line. So what I have to do is if I take this line here and just extend it slightly, I want to extend it a little bit more, because what I want it to do is actually to cross that red line. I can then delete that red line and then delete the black one. So it's making sure that all your lines connect up. So I will check over here because it's probably done the same sort of thing here. So I need this to make sure that it is actually crossing that line there. So again, it's crossed it, and now I can delete them. If you do have gaps and your lines don't fully meet, then when the laser goes round, it's not going to have a clean outline. It's not going to have a crisp edge. But as you can see, I can check, so my laser is going to go up, round here. I'll check and make sure there's no gaps. Again, it's important for quality control that there are no gaps, otherwise it's just going to end up as basically just an engraving into a large piece of acrylic, which then just wastes money as well, so we don't want that. So I checked them. You can always add a design to the bottom piece if you would like to, there's nothing wrong with that. Now with our colours again, if the colours are red, which I need to change these up here to red, so I'll select them. Again, like in my previous video, the one next to line, So line and then colour here. I change that to red. Red is our kind of danger colour, which will then cut around that. It will cut straight through that. If it is black, okay, that basically means that it will fill in that colour. So black is basically our rastering, we call it. Rastering is where it will actually, the laser goes back and forth and it fills it in to make it look frosted, and it basically makes it look a little bit lighter than the original colour. If you want to do something that's like a thin engrave, so it's like good for text, and you want it to be like a line, you can actually change it to blue. So say if I added text here, and I added my name on here, for example, I can then shrink this text down, use my shift again to shrink that down, place it somewhere in the middle. I don't want it to be off the edge of my design anywhere, and then you've got those sorts of bits there. And for those of you who wanted to add text, if you click on the text and then down at the bottom right where it says property, you can then edit the text again, or click on settings and you can actually choose some nicer fonts than just the default one. So you can even add sort of handwriting ones and things like that to make it look a little bit more for the style that you want. You can add images to the bottom here, but the things that you don't want to change, you don't want to change the prongs actual slots here, and you don't want to change the prongs themselves, because then your design won't work. Now, as a very final point to this, before we send it to laser cut, we have to actually round these edges. The reason for that is because acrylic is incredibly sharp, so an easy way to round it is if you go up to the arc tool up here, hold down your left mouse button and go to the far end, you've got something called a draw a filleted arc between two lines. Basically, I'm going to add a little radius. So let's say if I want a 5mm radius, and I'll show you what that looks like. Type 5mm, click OK. In the corners, you click one line. You can see it's selected because it goes purple, and then select the other line. What that will do will slightly round your corners. I would suggest that you don't go larger than 5mm. 5mm is perfect. If you go smaller than that, that's also fine. So you could go down to 3 or 2mm if you would like to. It just means that it takes the edge off that rounding there. Okay, so it just stops it being sharp. If I wanted to change that, I can just double click it, and let's say for this one I just want a very small radius, so maybe a 2mm radius on that one there. But the idea is then the acrylic isn't sharp, because it can be almost a bit like glass, because when it cuts through, it cuts a very crisp edge, which means that it's going to be really, really sharp. So we want to avoid that. And that's how I've done my design for my elephant design. Again, choose your own designs. If you're not sure, please do go back and have a look at the videos again, because they do have lots of helpful tips and you might have missed something. Good luck.